Hey, you all. Welcome, 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 you guys. Happy Friday, you guys. Happy Friday. Happy beginning of the weekend for all of you. Y'all, I am in the car. I felt like being in the car today. I actually thought the sun was going to still be out, but I actually came out to the car because really and truly, I felt like the house was cold a little bit and I wanted to come out here, but the sun is already gone. So, I mean, it is a little bit difference, but not that much of a difference, but it's fine. We are here. We're out in the car. I'm looking out to the garden, just chilling, y'all. Um, everybody's home. It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock in the evening now. And yeah, I thought about going on live for you guys later, but really and truly, I'm not in the best physical state. Y'all, woman problems, y'all know. So I was like, let me just get on here now and see what y'all got going on. How is everybody doing? How are y'all day at work going? I know most of you guys is just now starting work. You guys, I don't have my earpiece in, but I'm pretty sure you guys can hear me. Um, but yeah, does anybody have any plans for this weekend, y'all? What is the tea? What is going on? You guys, I just been chilling today, really and truly. I'm crocheting. Actually, hubby's in the kitchen right now, cooking or whatever. Cause y'all, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I don't. I think y'all should though. Y'all should know. I don't typically cook on Fridays. That's always been the rule, and I'm sticking to it. But yeah, you guys. So I just want to come on here and see how everybody's doing, you know, and see what we want to get into, what you guys got going on for this weekend. You guys know I went out yesterday for a quick second with my daughter and everything, and um, that was that was cool. I went through the stuff I got yesterday because I had got some more nails and stuff. I think I told you guys, you know, finding things to find little joys. You guys, it's a little fully in here. But yeah, you guys, I hope you guys are having a great day thus far. I you guys, what do you guys think about like how your friendships, your relationships, anything that has to do with people, how does that impact your morale throughout the day, throughout the week? Because I know we talk a lot about not letting people steal our joy, making sure we are being intentional when it comes to our peace of mind. But the reality is, you guys, we are around people every day. Every day, you know what I mean? Whether it's our families, our kids, our loved ones, our bosses, if we go to a 9 to 5, whether it's people on social media, if you're a YouTuber, whatever the case may be. So, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? You guys, I don't think we talk enough about that. I know we talk about different relationships and things like that. Um, fairly enough on our channel, but on a day-to-day basis, you guys, how are you guys holding up? I know for me, like I feel like I'm blessed in the fact that I'm able to just kind of like, because y'all already know I'm a homebody, I'm introvert. So and where I live out now, I'm not living in the States anymore. I'm out here in Tanzania. So it's easier for me to be able to lock out the world in a sense, to a certain degree. My home is full enough, you know what I mean? So, but in a sense, I'm able to, shut off the world when I'm able to, when I want to. And I know that's not the case for everyone. So I'm just, wanted to be out here and just talk to you guys briefly about, just different relationships, you guys. And, it's kind of funny because my best friend and I were speaking earlier and we were talking about some friendships that we had growing up and where everybody is now and all the things. And, I'm just thinking a lot about the impact. I'm thinking about the impact of certain people that, we've come across in our lives, you know what I mean? And the people that, whether they've been there for a specific season or for a lifetime, whatever the case may be, there is impact. There is impact, and sometimes, you guys, it's not a good impact. Sometimes it's a harsh, intrusive. Sometimes it's traumatizing. Huh, y'all. No, wait for dinner. Go, go, go that way. Okay, go that way, y'all. But yeah, you guys, like sometimes it could be traumatizing. How people are placed in our lives for whatever reason, how they interact with us, how y'all. I am so happy that I'm in the place in my life where I am confident enough. I am more emotionally stable and enough to be able to see the red flags, act on the red flags, and be able to put certain people in the basically category where they belong within my life. You know what I mean? And I think that is one of the ways where I'm able to, I guess, have a healthier. Thank you for the hearts. Say hi. To have a healthier, like life and have a healthier emotional stability, and just to be the emotional intelligence alone. It's important, you guys, to learn from. Hi, Lamar. Welcome. Thanks for the hearts. Thumbs up the live. It's important, who are you? My name is Goity. Welcome. My real name is Goity. This is the Jamaitians channel. And yeah, we talk about self-love, not procrastinating on our dreams and ourselves, and all the things. So welcome aboard. Thumbs up if you haven't, and subscribe. Come along. Come along. But yeah, you guys, so there's a lot, we have to be able to learn. We have to learn. I know we talk a lot about learning about ourselves on this channel, but also learning from the friendships, the friendships that last. Thank you so much. The friendships that last and the friendships that don't last. You know what I mean? There is a reason for every season. And really and truly, you guys, it benefits us to learn from those friendships that fail even more than the ones that don't. It's important for us to be intentional. Your intentionality is so key in this life for everything that we do. And I feel like we have to be more intentional at being intentional. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to your friendships, when it comes to your marriages, when it comes to your children, when it comes to strangers, when it comes to the things you go after in life. I'm doing well. It's been a good week. How about you? How has your week been? It's important. Thumbs up the live, you guys. Thumbs up the live. To help the algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed, join the crew, join the Jamaican Joys. But yeah, you guys, it's important to be intentional about why certain people have come into your life. What kind of lessons are they there for? Like I am I'm at the point in my life where I don't need a whole lot of new friendships. Like, not you guys. You guys are on the internet. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like real deal, day to day friendships. And sometimes, especially with me, guys, being out here that I moved from the States out to Tanzania, sometimes people from my past will, they'll show up via social media, via Facebook, via YouTube, whatever the case may be. And I have to, like especially if you're DMing me, or I'm the girl, you guys, I'm the girl that if I get a phone call from just the numbers and there's no name, nothing came up, I don't know who the person is, I don't answer. Like you didn't text me, let me know you're calling me. I don't know who you are. Send me, if I don't answer and you call right back, no, you could easily text me and say, "Hey, it's me, yeah, 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 yeah." And then I can say, "Okay, I know who this person is." I'm not at the age where I'm running from bills. So it's not that. I know there was a point in time where people don't answer the phone. It's because it's a bill collector or whatever. Nah, boo boo. I'm not running because it's a bill collector. I'm not answering because I don't know who you are, what kind of stranger you are, and what drama you may potentially bring into my life. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And that's just me. And I feel like there's the same thing when you're on social media and, people from your past might find you on social media or whatever, and they'll reach out to you, they'll DM you. And sometimes you have to be intentional, y'all. Like, are you at peace right now? And if you are certainly at peace, like you, even if you're not at peace, like you don't need any more drama added to the drama you're going through. So you need to sit back, think about the person who's trying to reach out to you, and figure out how you go. And you don't have to be rude. You know what I mean? You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be dismissive, um, to a certain degree. Because I can certainly be dismissive if I feel like you are reaching out to me for the sake of it. You know what I mean? Like you don't really care how I'm doing. Like you don't really, you know what I mean? Like you don't really care. And I know you don't really care because it just took you this long to reach out to me because this person brought up that person, brought this person, brought up me, and oh, let me see how. And then deep down, we didn't end up in a good note. If we did not end our friendship on a good note, don't reach out years later to me. Yes, we all grown, we all, we grew from what we were in the past and yada yada. And I don't hold grudges like that. I'm not that type of person, but I've moved on. I've moved on, and I'm not the kind to go back and want to pick it back up. No, you showed me who you were. You guys, and those are the red flags we have to pay attention to. If somebody shows you who they are, I don't care what age they showed you who they were. Take your time. Take your time before you bring that back into your life. If it's something that you're not wanting to get with. Like if somebody left you a bad taste in your mouth, I don't care how many years ago, and then they pop up back, you better take your time and figure it out. Take your time and say, okay, if this happens again, how am I going to react to it? If this happens again, am I going to be as forgiving? Am I going to be, or am I going to be a doormat? Am I going to, you guys, sometimes certain things have to be discussed before people can move on. And sometimes you don't have to. Like, I'm okay with just moving on and not having to talk to you about what you did, what you said, and yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, the other side might not see it that way. The other side might be like, hey, girl, or hey, dude, like, da, da, da. Like, no, we're not friends like that. You don't have to, it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay without being friends with you, and you're okay without being friends with me. Let's just continue life how it has been. Like, you know what I mean? You guys, be intentional about what you invite into your life, what you invite into your circle, what you promote. You know what I mean? Like I know for a fact I'm not promoting nobody reaching out to me about about anything. Like my circle is tight. You know what I mean? And I'm happy with that. I haven't always been happy with that. You know what I mean? I in the past I was that girl who really wanted a whole lot of friends and really wished that people females especially can see the girl in me. You know what I mean? And it just didn't happen that way. And I'm fine now. I'm fine now. But of course, that takes learning about myself. It takes learning about other people. It takes growth. It takes you know, patience with myself, grace with myself, all the things, you know. And I don't know, I guess I just wanted to come on here and see how you guys felt when it comes to certain things like that. Like, and especially when people come from the past, you guys, because by that time, hopefully, you have gained enough knowledge of yourself and you've learned enough about yourself to know what boundaries you have. Because even if you didn't have boundaries in the past, like I didn't really have much boundaries in the past, you know what I mean? But as you get older and wiser and you learn more about yourself, you gain knowledge of you and you know how you roll, you basically are able to set those boundaries. You know what I mean? And once you set those boundaries and those people start trying to creep into your life, you know exactly what to say, how to say it, and you're okay. You're okay. And I'm serious. You don't have to be you know, totally dismissive with anyone, but at the same time, You have to protect yourself, protect your mind, protect your peace. Don't be inviting strangers or old people back into your life, and you know what I mean, or even new people, until you do the full investigation. Do a thorough investigation. I'm not talking about, I'm, you don't have to go crazy, but you have to know. Don't be too eager. Don't be too thirsty to have this person and that person in your life, because they can just be bringing you a bunch of nonsense that you are just not with. You know what I mean? You guys, protect your peace, protect your heart, um protect your ability to be kind to others, because really and truly, the more and more you are being hurt and traumatized, your ability to be kind towards others is getting diminished. It's getting diminished, y'all, because you are allowing people in your life that is destroying your trust. You know what I mean? They're destroying the essence in you that makes you want to be around people and be happy and do and and live your best life, because you are allowing people to come into your life that just slowly but surely are diminishing the things that you hold dear to yourself. Okay. Now all of a sudden you don't know why you don't feel like go hanging out, because you already know these people are gonna be, they're gonna talk about your hair, they're gonna talk about your outfit, they're gonna talk, and it's subtle. And it's subtle things. The subtle things. You know what I mean? Hi Derek, welcome. Thumbs up the live, you guys. Thumbs up the live. Welcome to the chat, you guys. If you have not been here, my name is Goetty. Welcome to the live, you guys. Welcome to Jamaitians. Join the Jamaican Joys. Okay, we are talking about friendships and relationships and the things that basically shape us for who we are now. And thank you. And how has your day been? How has your week been? Living amongst other people. You know what I mean? Like, are those people like doing what they are called to do in your life, or are they just there to just piss you off? Are they there to destroy your happy? Are they there to just take away from you and not give anything back in return? You guys, I was talking to my best friend earlier, and I was telling him how there have been a time where certain people that we both are aware of have tried to come back into my life, and I had to assess. I had to sit there and assess the situation. Like, we left off not in great terms, but and I know it's been years. And yes, I don't hold grudge. It's been years. Yes, we all probably have grown. I know I've grown, but I don't know what you've been going on. I don't know what's been happening with you. I hope you've grown. But at the same time, whether you've grown or not, I feel like if we left on a bad term and years has passed on, our season was and is over. It was and it's over. And I do not feel like, if anybody ever do something to you guys and it took you, it hurts you like to the core, like like traumatized you enough, and then years go by and you see they trying to worm their way back in, whatever the case may be, like, there needs to be a discussion. I don't care how old it was. I don't care if you guys was teenagers and now you're grown. I don't care if that person bullied you when you was in middle school. Whatever the case may be, you guys are grown now. Great, but in the back of my mind, I'm gonna think of you as that person that did this to me. So unless we have a conversation, don't come key, try to key with me. Like, no, I have a whole new life. I'm happy. You're not gonna bring me back to that. You're not. And it's not that I'm holding a grudge. Don't ever let anybody say, "Oh, you holding grudges." No, I don't hold a grudge, but don't mean I forgot. Okay, I didn't forget. I learned. I learned who you were or who you are still. I don't know, but I learned, and I'm not gonna allow the possibility of you doing those same things to me again. It's just not gonna work out like that. It's just not, And you know, I honestly believe red flags are red flags for a reason. And not only that, y'all, teenagers, there's a point where teenagers are, yes, they will continue to evolve and grow. But when you're like 17, 18, you know better. You know better. So I don't feel like I have to, you know, completely forgive and forget what you done did or whatever to me. You know what I mean? Because now we're adults. Teenagers to adults, I mean, yes, there's a lot of growth to be had, but yet and still, no, you are gonna be held accountable. Okay. You are gonna be held accountable for what you did to my heart and mind and soul. Okay. And how that plays out for me is I'm just gonna move on. I'm able to move on without you in my life. And if you want to come back into it, a discussion has to be had. And no, I'm not going to be as vulnerable as I was. And that's just that. And you guys, we have to protect ourselves. We have to protect our hearts and minds and souls. We have to protect our calm. We have to protect our peace and our joy. Okay. And I'm sorry, I don't want to have friendships and relationships where I don't feel secure in a way, and I think that that all depends on where you put people in your life. Like, what's the category you're putting them in? And I know I don't particularly like labels and categories and things like that, but it's sometimes it is what it is. Okay. You are not my BFF. You are hardly a a friend. You are hardly an F. You know what I mean? So, y'all, protect yourselves. Don't allow just any old body to come into it, or come back into it. Don't, don't. And I feel like, all our lives, you guys, if you think about it, like everything around us has to do, and we talked about this before, everything around us has to do with friendships, relationships, and connections. Okay. And if we are not being intentional, we are going to miss the green flag, we're going to miss the red flags, we're going to miss opportunities, we're going to miss a lot of things because we are not paying attention. We are letting people just be all willy-nilly in our lives, willy-nilly in our children's lives. You know what I mean? And the world is taking us on a ride, and it's not the way to be. Be on your be on your thing, you guys. Like, know who you are inviting into your life. Okay. And that goes for business, personal, all the things. Connections matter, you guys. Connections matter. Um, they just do. Like, even from the very beginning when you're being born, your mom did not just choose any old body to deliver you into this world. Connections matter. Connections matter, y'all. And they make the world go round. If nothing else, connections is what makes the world go round or destroy it. As we can all see right now, what's going on right now in the state of the world. You know what I mean? We have to be diligent. And what is it? Fun fact, that is my maiden name, y'all. If y'all didn't know, diligent. Yes, it is. French, diligent. That's what it is. That's my maiden name. But yeah, we have to be diligent, you guys, and we have to be intentional, and we have to go about life um, with a sense of meaning and urgency about us when it comes to the connections that we create, that we make with other people. They can really make or break us, you know what I mean? And not just in the physical world when it comes to business and things like that, but even internally and mentally. Like, who you surround yourselves with, like, matters. It absolutely matters. From our parents, how they interact with us, from our first loves, to our people that we go to school with. Everything makes it. It's all connection, you guys. It makes who we are. Okay, so as we are getting older, and we're getting wiser, and we're learning about ourselves, and we know what we like, we know what we don't like. Be intentional about who you invite in your circle. Be on your game about it. Like, that matters. Just like if you were going to go to a therapy, like, you would definitely, like, Google and research all the things about a therapist. You wouldn't just pick any old body. When you go into the doctors, the gynecologist, all those things, you guys do research. So how much more would you do research for people that are going to be in your lives on a day-to-day basis? Okay. We are not kids anymore where, the people that we're surrounded with is not really up to us. Your parents put you in a school, so the people in that school, that's who you are surrounded with. We didn't make that the choice. You know what I mean? You came into this world because your mom chose a doctor. We didn't make that choice. Even your pediatrician, you know what I mean? Growing up, you didn't make that choice. I mean, of course, if you're, you didn't like them and you said something, your parents would say something or whatever. But for the most part, hey Mohammed, welcome. How are you? For the most part, the friendships, the relationships, you guys thumbs up the live. The friendships, the relationships, all those things up to a certain point, it's not up to us. You have no say. Your parents guide you. I'm doing well, and we're talking about relationships and connections and friendships that make us who we are, and not allowing people to just, come into our lives without us being intentional, because we don't know if they come in with good or harm. You know what I mean? And we have to be intentional about the red flags and all those things. Like, what is it? I believe maybe up to middle school. You know what I mean? Because at some point, your parents start asking you, if you want to go to a certain school and yada yada yada. And even when you're there, when you start to have a mind of your own, you start to make your own friends. You know what I mean? It's not something that it just kind of happens. Because for a while, friendships just kind of happen to us. The world is happening to us. But once you start to gain your own mind, it's okay. Yeah, we're talking about friendships and relationships and just connections overall, and how that impacts who we are in this world. Um, at a certain point, my kid, y'all, at a certain point, I think maybe about middle school, we start to make our own, maybe before that, we start to make our own, decisions about who we're going to surround ourselves with. But for the most part, our schools were chosen by our parents and all the things. But when you start working, you chose the job. You choose who you're gonna eat with at lunch. You chose, who you bank with. You chose which teller to deal with. We choose. We choose, you guys. So we have to make. Go throw it over there. They're playing frisbee, or he wants to play frisbee. We choose, you guys. We have to be intentional. You want to keep your peace of mind. You want to keep your joy. We work so hard. This world is not it's not always aimed at being joyful. It's not always aimed at keeping your peace and calm. And we work so hard to gain those things because we have to go through the traumas and dramas, so we learn that, to appreciate the peace and all that stuff, the peace and the calm. You work so hard to get there. Don't let people just come into your life willy-nilly, you know what I mean, without any explanation, and they destroy that for you. you Three people watching. Thank you so much. It's okay. You know what? Who needs to hear it will hear it. And also, people, a lot of my viewers are in the States where there's a big time difference. So it's okay. It's okay, Muhammad. But definitely share my videos if you think so. And thumbs up the live. Um, but yeah, you guys, like, it's definitely, let me see. Hold on, y'all. Let me let this person know I'm on live so they will not keep calling, although they might. Yes, you will make it. Thank you. Yes, that's true. That's very true. But yeah, you guys, do not let just people just walk into your life without any form of vetting. You know what I mean? You need to vet people that come into your life. We are at the age where we should know what people have in store for us. What, as far as what do they want? They want friendships? Do they want to be lovers? Do they want to be people who are out here basically tearing us down? We don't have time for that. We don't have time for people to tear us down. We are struggling as it is to keep our happy and our joy. Okay, so that's what it is. That is what we're talking about. And I am continuously trying to, we are growing this channel, Muhammad. Okay, if you're not already, definitely subscribe and thumbs up the live. This community is about people who definitely are out here being intentional about their joy, being intentional about their happiness, and you know basically put it in a mental bank. I call it a mental peace bank, a mental joy bank, a mental happy bank. finding the joy in everyday things. It starts off by being grateful for what we already have, and continuously, looking into ourselves and finding different ways to put a smile on our face. The world is miserable enough, you know what I mean? And in a great way to do that, after you being grateful and just enjoying yourself and all the things, be careful, y'all. Be careful of who you are inviting into your circle. Be careful of the people you are inviting in, because they may not have the same mindset. You know what I mean? And really and truly, sometimes it's not always their fault, because a lot of times we are just so oblivious to the red flags. We are very oblivious to the red flags. You want to know how we are oblivious to red flags? You want to know why I believe that's the case? Because the amount of hurt that happens when somebody like does something to us or whatever, that hurt is there because you were so invested. You were so invested. You were so invested in this person, in this friendship, and you weren't paying attention. You weren't paying attention. And then when the stuff finally hits the fan and the last straw, happens, it's a little devastating. It's a little devastating, you guys. Protect your heart, protect your soul, protect your kindness, protect your sense of happiness and joy by paying attention to who bring into that. Pay attention to it and learn from it, because it's not, oh, some people are not as transparent, and sometimes the red flags come very late. Sometimes some people are very good at pretending, and you don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to allow other people to hurt you. Just pay attention, you guys. Pay attention. Remember that, but we're not trying to live out of fear. By no means. We are not trying to be fearful and, not wanting to connect with other people and things of that nature. But at the same time, you just want to be aware. You want to be diligent. You want to keep your head straight when it comes to friendships and things like that. Um, you know, it's not an easy thing. It's especially now, it's not an easy thing to make friends. It's not an easy thing to make connections for businesses, for social media, for whatever the case may be, you know? And so pay attention. Pay attention. I think that's one of the reasons why reviews are always a good thing. And I guess in this world of social media, as far as YouTube, I guess comments would be like the reviews. But not really, because there's trolls out there, y'all. But it's important, like, when you go looking for a doctor and stuff, people look for reviews. When like, vet people, you guys. Vet people, especially if you have children, y'all. If you guys have children, vet people. Do not invite people into your life that potentially will, be around your children, around your household, and even if it's just you are enough. You are your stability of mind, peace, and calm is enough. It's enough, you guys. Like, you don't, it doesn't have to be about your kids or your loved ones and things. You are enough. Protect you. Protect you. You know, vet people. Like, don't be out here calling everybody your bestie. Don't be out here calling everybody, oh, that's my sister. That's my, I know those words are just right now these days. Those words are just words. You know what I mean? Because even out here in Tanzania, you guys, out here in Tanzania, the word just dada is sister and kaka is brother, and that's it, and it's out of, it's kind of out of respect, but we just call everybody that. Of course, there's differences in, as far as them being older, like they're older, like elderly people, there's other names and so you can't really call them that. But yeah, if they're not elderly, whatever, is dada, kaka, sister, brother. You know what I mean? And I think I mean, that's fine. That's the culture out here. But really and truly, if you are from the States or whatever, and you understand those terms, like I don't want to call everybody a friend. I don't want to call anybody a sister. I want to call everybody a brother. But I understand nowadays those words are just words to everybody. But as long as you know who your true ones are, you have to know who your true ones are. That's the important part. Know who your true brothers are, your true sisters are, your true, ride or dies. If you're not familiar with that term, it just means somebody that's always got your back, someone who's always there for you. You have to know who those people are, you guys, or else you are going to be wrapped up in those red flags, and you are going to be sleeping with those red flags, and it's really going to be your fault. It's not going to be anyway. You have to be you have to be intentional. You have to pay attention to people and what they do and what they say, and are they a person of their word. I mean, and sometimes, if you want to keep certain friendships, because this person is fun. So I like to hang out with them because they're fun. I like to hang out with this person because they're serious and they keep me on my toes when it comes to the things I want to be and create and da 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 da. I want to hang out with this person because, everybody has, different types of friendships. But just know where that person stands. Don't. Where's Xavier? Y'all. Watch out for his fingers. Okay, close it. Close it. Y'all, these kids. Thank you. Yes, welcome to the live. Thumbs up the live. Yeah, so you guys have to be intentional. Be intentional. Just like you said in the comments, you said Jesus is love you, even Jesus was intentional about the friendships he kept. Yeah, he messed around, he went to the places where the sinners were and stuff like that, but his core people that he you know what I mean? Like, if that's the example you wanna go on, you have to be intentional. Everybody has to be intentional with the surroundings, with the people they keep around, because they say, there's a saying that says, "Birds of a feather flock together," and to a certain degree, that's the case, y'all. It's not always completely true, because just because I hang out with strippers doesn't mean I'm a stripper type of situation. And I'm not, it's an example, y'all. It's an example. But yeah, so just because, but it's true. Like, what people are going to assume, or whatever they want to assume, right? But you have to be intelligent. You have to use your mind. You have to do your due diligence when it comes to your surroundings. The world is all about connections. It's all about relationships and friendships, and what came up, how we are built inside, like what happened to us that makes us who we are. It's not just the situations, it's people as well. It's people as well, and you have, guys, I do not want anybody out here hurt and in pain and miserable because of who they are surrounding themselves with. So if you are a person who finds themselves always in need of friendships, always in need of somebody always there, or even if it's not a need and just happens to be, because some people just lure other people towards them, and that's just what it is. Just keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open, keep your ears open. Be intentional about your surroundings. Okay? Don't be out here getting bamboozled, and having the wool pull over your eyes because other people are, you're not paying attention, and people out here just doing you so dirty and so wrong. Yes, it's all about connections, but it's about the right connections, you guys. Don't cause yourself unnecessary trauma and drama and all the things because you are not paying attention. Protect yourself. Welcome back, Muhammad. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. Okay? Don't get hurt, you guys. Don't get hurt. Don't And if you get hurt, learn from it. Too many of us are not learning from our mistakes. Too many of us are not listening. We're not paying attention. We're not getting it. Like, learn from your mistakes. Sit back. Sit back. You know what? Out here in Tanzania, right? We go through we have there's these things called fundis. Fundis are okay. Can I? Yes, 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 about Jesus, but can you get on with the subject at hand? Okay, let's not spam my the channel. um, so yeah, so they are people. Okay, they are contractors. Like, like people that come in and do like carpentry, or they work on the plumbing, or they build your house, whatever. Right? They call them fundis out here. Right? There's all types of fundis for all types of jobs. You guys, the fundis, they all have a certain. They all have. Let's see. They all have a like. Oh, there it goes. Okay. The Fundis out here, they all have a certain behavior about them. Okay. And it's basically nonchalant, and it's basically it's nonchalant, and it's all about what when they get there, they'll get there. Don't pay them all at once, because once they paid, honey, the job is not gonna get done when it says it's gonna get done. First of all, you know what I mean. It's very similar to the States, but I guess the problem out here is kind of like there's no one better than the rest. Well, we had to learn. We had to learn that. You know what I mean? And then we had to do accordingly. We had to deal with it accordingly. Like they just don't. And if you have friendships like that and connections like that where people just don't care and they just do what they want to do, like you guys, it's okay to cut people off. Okay, it's okay to cut people off. It's okay to live your life happy without fear of, oh, I may not have any friends. That's It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Come onto the channel. We can have virtual friendship. Okay, but you don't need people in your life that's just there to cause you pain and heartache and misery and get you into trouble and giving you headaches. And y'all, that's something that's universal. Everybody get headaches at one point or the other. Y'all know how bad a headache can get, right? Like, we don't need to be inviting headaches into our lives. Headaches can be bad, up to like migraines and all that. We all know that's a universal thing that everybody goes through at some point or another. We all get headaches. Okay, we do not need to invite physical headaches into our lives. We do not need to invite people that's gonna come into our lives and just you know hurt our feelings, don't be there for us when we really need it. Like, discourage us from our goals and dreams because they're not popping in what they're doing. Like, they encourage us to procrastinate when we don't need to be procrastinating no longer. You know what I mean? Like, you guys, be intentional about the connections, the relationships, the friendships, all of that. You are worth it. You are worth it. Okay. You guys, I hope you guys are having an amazing, amazing Friday. It's coming to a close for us over here. As you can see, you see the glow. You see the glow with the sun setting. But yes, you guys, I hope you guys are having an amazing Friday morning, afternoon. I think it's about, well, wherever you are. I know in the States it's probably like going on 11 o'clock. You know, if you are watching this as a replay, thanks for watching. Thumbs up, you guys. All you guys, thumbs up the live. We are out here getting our watch hours. And all the things, all the things. Hit the subscription, come along, join the Jamaican Joys, honey, because our channel is going places. Okay. Okay. You guys, thanks again for watching and tuning in, and I'll be catching you guys really soon. Have a blessed day. Find your joy or create it.